Hey everyone, today we have the reigning noise cancelling champion, the Bose QuietComfort Earbuds 2, going head to head with the Sony WF-10XM5s. We've got 12 categories, there's only going to be one winner. Will Bose be dethroned? We're going to find out because as usual here, we're going in depth. Now, category 1, this is going to be comfort. Keep in mind, this is how the buds fit me and my ear canals. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone. But the win here is going to Bose. They have a moderately deep fit and just regular silicone ear tips that feel better for me, and it's just much easier to get a proper seal with them. On the XM5s, I can still wear them for long periods. It just feels like a little bit more in the ear canal, and it is much trickier to get a proper seal. If I use silicone ear tips on the XM5s, they do fit much better and it's much easier to get a seal, but this will affect the noise cancelling strength. And since the ear tips also have a mesh covering on them, if you use ear tips without a mesh covering, earwax and dirt and stuff can build up down into that driver nozzle, and it will be pretty hard to clean. So you can see the XM5s were kind of designed around these foam ear tips. Next is how secure the buds stay in, and Bose is also getting the win here with their snug fit, the inclusion of wingtips. I rarely have to readjust them when I'm exercising. The XM5s are also fine. Once I do get a good seal, they stay in completely fine, but I do have to readjust them a little bit more often. And in my running test, the Bose work a little bit better. They have slightly less body-borne noise from the impact you make on the ground and hearing your own breathing through the ear tips. XM5s aren't too bad. When it comes to the IPX rating, both have an IPX4 sweat and water resistant rating, so a nice easy tie here. With case and battery life, it's the exact same with noise cancelling on both pairs, 6 hours from the buds, 24 hours in total. The fast charge is much faster on the XM5s. Chuck the buds in the case for 3 minutes, you get 1 hour's playback. On Bose, they advertise 20 minutes for 2 hours playback or 10 minutes for an hour's playback. So 3 times faster on the XM5s. You also don't get wireless charging on the QC2, and the case is just as thin, but it's much larger, so the overall win here is going to Sony. Now, when it comes to controls, both pairs use in-ear detection to automatically pause and play your music when you take one or both earbuds in and out of your ears. Bose doesn't give you much customization in the app. All you can do is change a long hold to cycle through noise cancelling or access your voice assistant. But since you get swipe control to increase or decrease volume, this means you can control everything, play, pause, track forward and back, noise cancelling, as well as volume up and down, all on just one earbud. And you can use one earbud while you leave the other in the case on both pairs. The XM5s gives you more customization and you can control volume, but it requires 4 taps on either earbud. So you can't control everything on just the one earbud, so nowhere near as intuitive as the QC2. The XM5s do use a new feature called gestures, so when you receive a phone call, you can just nod your head to accept it or shake your head to reject the call. Still, that doesn't really make up for it, Bose getting the win here. When it comes to connectivity, the XM5 now use Bluetooth 5.3. They have high-res LDAC as well as a new LC3, also known as LE audio, which stands for low energy consumption. So with a compatible device, this is on newer Android devices, you can get better battery efficiency and lower latency when gaming. The QC2 have no high-res codecs, which is not the end of the world, but they don't have multi-point connection, where the XM5s do, so you can connect 2 devices to them at the same time. You just need to pause playback on one device before you resume it on the other device. So Sony gets the easy win for connectivity. And a bonus round here that won't count to the scoring, it's kind of niche, but that's with gaming latency. Here are the results I got in my test on both iOS and Android. Casual games, 400 milliseconds is okay. You want to get closer to 200 milliseconds if you're into faster reaction games like shooters. Now, when it comes to call quality, Sony gets the easy win here, much clearer, blocks out noise a bit better, but here are the samples so you can hear for yourself. All right, so starting the test here, recording the audio off my iPhone 12 Pro microphone so you get an idea of the noise going on around me. All right, so here is the call quality of the Bose QuietComfort Earbuds 2. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so here is the call quality of the Sony WF-1000XM5s. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's talk about app customization and bonus features. On the QC2, you're really just getting the basics. You still get EQ customization, some control customization, but the XM5s have a much better EQ. You can save presets. You have app integration with Spotify, things like speak to chat, which will automatically turn your transparency on when you start talking to someone. They also have adaptive sound control, which automatically adjusts your noise canceling, your transparency, and your EQ settings, dependent on certain locations you like to visit, or if you're walking, running, stuff like that. So Sony gets the win for this round. All right, before we talk about noise cancelling, if you're enjoying this style of comparison, please chuck a like down there because it really does help the video and the channel out. Now, how I test my noise canceling, I chuck on my soundbar and I'm playing simulation plane noise as well as crowd noise, so I get low frequency sounds as well as some more inconsistent middle and high frequency sounds. And Sony is claiming they now have the best noise canceling on the market, but I'm not buying it. Bose is still slightly better for me. In the plane noise test, Bose blocked out about 10% more sound. In the crowd noise test, the XM5s performed a little bit better, but Bose still blocking out about 5% more. Now keep in mind, the XM5s for me require a lot of fiddling around to get a proper seal with the ear tips, and this massively affects the noise canceling strength. If I use silicone ear tips, I can get a much better seal, but this is gonna reduce your noise canceling strength by about 10%. Where with the QC2, I just slide the buds straight in, I get a proper seal every single time. You also don't get any customization of the noise canceling strength on the XM5s. In the Bose app, you can adjust the strength and save that to some presets. Now again, keep in mind, this is how the buds fit me and work with my specific ear canal. The Bose also use technology to tailor the noise canceling strength to your specific ear canal shape and size. So this could also explain why it just works better for me, where I know a lot of other reviewers, the XM5s were just as good, if not slightly better than Bose. But what is good to see on both pairs, they let very minimal amount of wind in through the microphones when you have noise canceling on. They have a nice amount of mesh covering those microphones, but still the overall winner here goes to Bose. Now the transparency mode is great on both pairs. Bose just gets the win though. It is slightly clearer when it comes to hearing voices and just general awareness, and they have slightly less occlusion as well, which is an issue with some transparency modes when you speak. Sometimes you hear like a bit of echo and reverb in your ears. The XM5s don't have too much, but Bose is slightly better. And the QC2 have an option to automatically reduce loud sounds, but I found in my testing, like I'll just be at home and like turn the tap on and the transparency mode will start to switch off. So it's a little bit too sensitive. I find having it off just works better. Now, when it comes to volume, both pairs go equally as loud at max volume. They also retain the same tuning all the way to 100%. This was an issue on the XM4s, but it has been fixed, thankfully, on the XM5s. Now, when it comes to low level listening, since we naturally hear less bass and treble at low volumes, it's always good to see this being boosted. And on the Bose, the bass is definitely boosted a lot. A little bit too much. It sounds like a mini subwoofer going on at those lower volumes. Depends on what you like, but the XM5s do sound a little bit more balanced when it comes to the bass and the treble. So it depends on what you like. They both sound fine, giving this one a tie. Now onto the final round, the most important round, sound quality. The Bose QC2 have the clearest mid-range, so vocals on some songs, it feels like the vocalist is actually in your brain. It's pretty cool, but at the same time, can be a little bit much and the mids can take over. So it's like the mids don't blend in with the other frequencies too well. Still, sub bass hits hard, mid bass is slightly lacking, soundstage and treble is fine as well, but it's nothing special. The XM5s push out a balanced but slightly bass boosted tuning. Mids and upper mids are perfect, so you get great vocal clarity without sounding too forced. Much better treble that doesn't get harsh. A bit of sub bass rumble, but a much more open soundstage. My only complaint with the tuning on the XM5s is more emphasis on mid bass over sub bass, so you get more sub bass rumble on the QC2, but both pairs sound great. Overall, it's super close, but the XM5 does give you much better sound customization. With the EQ, you get more bands, you can save presets, where on the QC2, you only get 3 bands. You can't save any presets. So if I'm choosing only one earbud for overall sound quality, it's gonna be the XM5s. So that wraps up all 12 categories. And for the first time ever in one of my comparison videos, it's a complete tie. 7 points to Bose, 7 points to Sony. Now, if the XM5s just fit me a little bit better, they would have got the easy win and I would personally prefer them. But let me know what you go for. I've got purchase links down in the description below if you want to grab either pair. And be sure to check out my playlist here with all my XM5 comparison videos. I've got a ton of them, so check that out. In the meantime, stay picky. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.